Alright, the level 65 Gunbreaker quest, given to us by Radovan in Limsa in the Adventurers Guild. Yeah, is called Confessions of a Flaming Mongrel. Here we go. You'll be pleased to hear that the Yellowjackets have offered us an assignment. After taking on more than we bargained for with our previous clients, we're hoping this one will turn out to be relatively straightforward. We haven't heard what it entails yet, but I'll bet it's something important, says Sophie. A man called Futog Yafutog, yeah, you heard that right, Futog Yafutog, has arranged to meet us in Bulwark Hall. Let's go and see what he wants. Okay. Best way to get to that is to go back south. Well, actually, if you take... That's upper levels, isn't it? Hold on. I really thought I had something here. Wait, do I? Yeah. Oh, down here. Yeah, you can go down here. Let's see that. Yeah. Anyway, I think that is actually that's faster. That's faster. Cool. Then going to the aft castle Ethernet, and then going to the Limsa main Ethernet. Yeah, that's faster. So we find Futog Yafutog, a Lalafell Yellowjacket. Great axe on his back, got the helmet, and the yellow open V, like very, very open V yellow jacket. Thank you for coming on at such a short notice. Time is of the essence, so I'll be brief. We want you to protect Gouldwights, that's G-U-L Delta, W-E-I Tom Z, who was until recently leader of the Flaming Mongrels. They were once a gang of raiders, but eventually settled in Limsa to extort and rob their way to a position of considerable influence in the criminal underworld. That all ended when Gouldwights turned himself in. No one saw it coming, not even the other flaming mongrels. He is due to give testimony in exchange for a reduced sentence, and not just about the crimes he committed himself, either. All of the gangs he's had dealings with have ample reason to silence him before he spills his secrets. He's currently being held in the Moraby dry docks. Your job is to see that he reaches Limsa in one piece. So you want us to act as bodyguards to a criminal? I don't like the sound of that. We'd be protecting the information that's in his head, which could be used to bring countless other lawbreakers to justice. It sounds like a worthwhile cause to me, says Radovan. It is, and before you ask why we're hiring outsiders, it's to avoid attention. If I pull too many Yellowjackets from their posts, the gangs will figure out what's going on. Better to give the impression that it's business as usual while using professionals like you to escort him in secret. We still need to secure the route, so I'll go on ahead and see to the preparations. Come and find me at the dry docks when you're ready. He gives a salute, and Futog Yafutog is off. Before we begin, we should find out more about this Gouldwights. While it's important to place our trust in the client, I don't want to repeat the mistake we made last time. And the two of them walk away. I'm going to change out my minion. I've had to wind up Ramza for a while now. Just kind of keep forgetting. Wolf Pup. I think we've had you relatively recently, but I'll never turn down the pup or dog. Okay, so we're going to run over to the west, toward the market area. Oh yeah, do some talking. So we'll talk to this person named, you get to pronounce it if you want to, A-H-L-D Sam K-Y Frank. Aldskiff, I think. A Rogadin looking pirate guy. If the rumors are true, the Flaming Mongrels are involved in most of the money lending and extortion that goes on in this city. Gouldwights was at the center of this web, overseeing every aspect of these clandestine activities. Now that he has finally found the decency to give himself up, I imagine that his former associates would rather he kept quiet concerning their dealings. We have a Makote named J apostrophe Nancy A Sam H-Y Mary. Janasham, I guess. Oh yes, everybody has heard of the Flaming Mongrels. Their modus operandi is to offer loans, increase the interest to the extent that their mark has no hope of ever paying it back, and then forcing that poor soul to obey their every whim. Yeah, that sounds like a bunch of jerks. Bunch of jackanapes, as they say. Oh, went the wrong way. Okay. Last but not least, a yellow jacket Rogadin named Sundimal. Sam U Nancy Delta HI Mary AL. Sundimal. I'm not at liberty to discuss an ongoing investigation. I can say, however, that many Yellowjackets believe heartless curs like Gold Whites deserve nothing less than death. He and his rogues have left only tragedy and despair in their wake. Mercy would be a waste. I'm never a waste. I'm just kidding. He's talking about the actual word, mercy, not me. Wonder if I take you home, would you still be in my bed? We are running along the market, and we stop at the end of the market. Well, at the end of one section of the market, like the center of the market is beyond here. Where Radovan and Sophie are talking to the battlecraft supplier Iron Thunder. Did you hear anything useful? I explained what I heard. Yes, it's just as your Futog said. Gold White certainly has a lot of enemies on both sides of the law. Radovan, it's not too late to refuse. Think about what you're doing. Trust me, I have. Now, let's say no more on the matter. We have a job to do. Protecting the informant could lead to a lot more bad guys being taken down. And then there's the whole thing like, does the informant get immunity for everything? Only for some things? For nothing? Do you pretend they're gonna get immunity, but you actually don't give it to them after you got all the information? Like, a bunch of moral quandaries here. But we teleported for like 158 over to Morby Dry Docks. And just a little bit to the northwest of the Aetherite, we have Futog, who we're talking to continue. All set? Good. Then it's time to bring out the prisoner. We had a cutscene. We have a Rogadin man, whitish gray hair. Only got like just kind of normal blue pants and a yellow shirt, not anywhere near the vibrant yellow of the Yellowjackets. Like a more of a dingy mustard. I don't know. I present Gold Whites, Scourge of Limsa Laminsa. His life's in your hands now. Guard him well. Thank you kindly. Are you sure you got the right man? Says Sophie. Quite sure. Now, listen carefully. This is important. We've scouted the road ahead and we've spotted a group of unsavory figures lying in wait. The plan is to put them down and rush past before anyone realizes what's happened. Well, if that's how you prefer us to handle it, then very well. But we'll need someone to take the lead and cut through their ambush. I choose you for that role, Mercy. Show me how far you've come as a gunbreaker. I gave him a nod. The rest of us will stay close to Gold Whites and fend off any that try to flank us. Futog, I give you my word that we'll get him to Limsa Laminsa, even if I have to carry him there. Nods. All around, we're depending on you, Mercy. Once you clear a path, we'll be right behind you. We'll regroup at O'Shawn's. That's Sam Charlie H-O Nancy apostrophe Sam. O'Shawn's embrace and assess the situation before moving on. Cutscene goes black. I'm gonna pop my royal guard now. And we don't actually have to do an escort right now. We can actually just fly or, mount up and run if that's what you got. You should be able to fly if you got Gunbreaker, then you should be able to fly here. To like basically where the words "the God's Grip" are on the map, and we have a dark purple roiling energy spot where a fight will start. Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm fighting. We have one hired assassin. That's sad. I thought I was actually forgot that I got the Sword of Light. Reduce it so 90-second cooldown for damage. So take 5% less damage from physical stuff. Oh, the entire party takes 5% less physical and 10% less magical. I always forget that I have Legion. I never use it. I could be using it in those level 50 story dungeons. My bad. Oh, I suck at all things. That's fine. Okay, and then another destination a little bit more to the northwest. Let's add this to, I'll put it in here somewhere. 90 seconds, so probably like right there. I have not figured out Super Bullide since it changed. Like, I was under the impression it did better all the time. We also got, that I haven't used yet, Bow 150 potency AoE, and does a pop on the pop region. Only 2 assassins in general for tanking. You do better damage doing AoE rotation against 2 or more mobs. So I think that's still okay. Like, I need to look at it again. I really do need to sit down and look at it, because I have not for any of the jobs that I've claimed such things. That was how it worked when I was leveling Paladin. It could be different for Gunbreaker, for sure. It could be different. I don't know yet. We'll check it out. We'll check it out at the end of this. At the end of this quest, we have a destination on a wall, like a pretty thick stone or like, you know, marble block wall. We're joined by the 4 of them. A pretty poor attempt at an ambush. Without the element of surprise, they're nothing. Yes, very impressive, but I'll save my thanks until we reach Limsa, if you don't mind. A Rogadin female Yellowjacket approaches and gives a salute. I bring bad news, I'm afraid. Those men weren't here to ambush you. They were only outlooks. The bulk of the enemy force lies ahead. We'll take the prisoner to a safe hiding place until those rogues have been dealt with. What? Why wasn't I informed sooner? Says Futog. We only just received the information ourselves. I'm to take the prisoner into custody, while you are to return to your post until further notice. As for the hirelings, their services are no longer required, says the grim-faced female Rogadin Yellowjacket. Now hold on a moment, says Futog. Look, if you got a problem, take it up with Commodore Rayner. They're his orders, not mine. And Futog thinks for a second. Alright, you've made your point. He turns to us. Well, that's that, I suppose. Nevertheless, I'll see that you receive the full amount as agreed. It was a pleasure working with you. He gives a salute and walks off. The female Rogadin gives a salute as well. And she and the prisoner walk off alone. Something about this doesn't add up. Surely it would make more sense for Futog to go with him. Besides, our agreement was to see gold whites to Limsa, and that's exactly what I intend to do. You two, come with me, says Radovan. It looks like the shoe's on the other foot this time, so I can hardly refuse. Come on, before he does something we'll regret. I'm sorry if I talked too fast there, or anywhere. Okay, so I got that Heart of Light. Oh, that's a group. I should put that somewhere. That's a group cooldown, so I'm gonna put that kind of like there. And then I put Bow Shock in the right spot. It's an AoE, so it's my A3, which is my AoE line is A1, A2, and then probably an A3 once they give me that. I don't remember. Actually, I'm not sure what level. I don't think I've played Gunbreaker Beyond. This quest feels familiar, but I don't think I've played Gunbreaker Beyond. I don't think I got 65 on it. I'll have to check my other. I don't care. Doesn't really matter for any of this, but I'll have to check. Oh, I know. I'm not. I could check if I cared about it. I could check my other Gunbreaker, but see at what level they got to. But we flew up north and a little bit to the east. We're outside of the Blind Iron Mines, which is this connection, like an underground mine connection to Middle Lenosha, and Radovan and Sophie are outside. She took him inside. If my guess is correct, there's no time to waste. Nothing for it but to follow him, I suppose. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it. Oh, we get a cutscene? Yeah, we get a cutscene. Because it wasn't an event. We find the female Rogadin in front of, with her great axe drawn, in front of the kneeling prisoner. Stop this at once. Radovan comes rushing up, as do myself and Sophie. Stay out of it, Sellsword. My friend's dead because of this filth. He's got no right to live, so why would you protect him? Because I gave my word. Though he may be beyond redemption, he acts not for his own sake, but for the good of others. Rogan looks troubled now. Like, she wants to, but she's definitely rethinking it for sure. His testimony will make Limsa a safer place. She looks down now, still gripping her battle axe, her double axe. Now, lower your axe. She sheathes it behind her back. And then up runs Futog, and a male human Yellowjacket. Thank the 12 you got here when you did. It didn't take long for us to find out it was all a ruse, but by then she'd already bought enough time to carry out her plan. Luckily for us, the three of you weren't so easily duped, says Futog. Of course, she's not the only Yellowjacket to bear a grudge against Goldwhites, but I never thought any of us would go to such lengths. A fine bloody mess this is. And the human male kind of walks up to the female Rogadin, but the cutscene goes black at that point. I guess he was like escorting her away. So now we have just the 5 of us. So myself, Radovan, Sophie, Futog, and Goldwhites, I guess his name is, right? While we may have been waylaid somewhat, our orders to escort Goldwhites still stand. Before we go, I want to thank ye for all you've done. Truth is, I ain't got long to live. Even if I can escape having me head lopped off, the sickness will get me sure enough. We're all shocked. You could have lived out your days as one of the leading figures in the underworld, rich and powerful. What made you turn yourself in? Since afore I can remember, I've been cheating and killing to put food in me belly and gill in me pocket. And I was good at it too, worked me way to the top. But the top of what? A bunch of liars, swindlers, and murderers. And when I found out I only have a few moons left, I realized Limsa's the way it is because of people like me. It ain't gotta be that way though, not if I say my piece. Radovan smiles. In that case, we'd best get you to Limsa, post haste. Aye, before I kick the bucket, lead the way. And the 5 of us go out of the cutscene. Wonder if I take you home. Oh, and oh wow, we don't have to fight anybody? Okay. We have Radovan. Oh, we did fight the assassins, but whatever. We'll talk to Radovan outside of Limsa's upper deck gates to continue. Not the most direct route, but we got here in the end. All that remains is for Goldwhites to give his testimony. On behalf of the Yellowjackets, I offer my thanks, says Futog. You've kept your word. Now it's my turn. Fare you well, says Goldwhites. And the 2 of them walk into Limsa. Every city has its problems. This one more than most. It is high time we moved on. Seeing as we've been to Alamigo, Gridania, Golda, and Limsa, what? That just leaves Ishgard. I don't exactly thrive in cold climates, though. Just get yourself a decent overcoat and you'll be fine. Well then, let's be off. She needs decent pants too, dude. Like, think she's wearing a skirt. An overcoat will not be enough. Whatever. Ishgard is 492 to teleport directly from where I am. Let's see if it's cheaper from Sorry, I think it's 492 because I have a discount right now. No, I don't. Okay, cool. Whatever. I do not have the teleportation discount from my free company. It is cheaper though from Gridania. Even cheaper if you want to like run to Korthus. I mean, whatever. But 315 is nothing. 492 is nothing. But I like to save money whenever I can. My free home point is Gridania, so I made use of it. Whenever you can. And you cannot mount here, but you can go to the Forgotten Night. That ether spot. Ethernet shard. And talk to Radovan outside to finish the quest. I'll admit, it's a fair bit colder than I was expecting. Not that it's anything to be concerned about. That's easy for you to say. She is wearing a coat, but still a skirt. No, she has pants. She has pants. She should be fine. You'll soon get used to it, I'm sure. Anyway, Mercy, it seems that instead of offering work via an adventurer's guild, Ishgard's Temple Knights issue leaves. Although there do not appear to be any clients in need of protection, it is only a matter of time before something comes our way. Until then, be sure not to let your skills or your gunblade grow rusty. We get 105,000 experience points, 1863 gil. Confessions of a Flaming Mongrel are complete. Next quest is at 68 for Gunbreaker. He said there were leaves. I don't see them here, but I've never really seen them in an actual town. So, is he talking about like Foundation? No, wait, hold on. I don't know. I have a whole bunch of the Sea of Clouds to explore. We'll figure things out. Yeah, but that is the end of Confessions of a Flaming Mongrel. I think I already said that. I will see you next time for the next quest. And today I will be making at least 1 or 2 story quests, I think, videos. But I'll see you soon for those. Bye-bye.